We had a sad thing happen, and that was when the Senate failed to pass the PACT Act. How do you explain how 80% of the Republicans in the United States Senate said no to our veterans? Every time we're acting, and last week I had my regular meeting with the veteran service organizations, and I always promise them, and we try to honor that promise by acting always in a bipartisan way, so they don't have to get involved in one decision or another. We have our differences of opinion as to allocation of resources, but to do so in the most bipartisan way. And the PACT Act is a very bipartisan bill. 80-some senators voted for it the first time it came on the floor there. That they would vote against that when people are waiting, people are dying, people are sick because they were exposed to these burn pits. Huge burn pits. If you don't know about them, read about them because they're deadly. In addition to which, if you lived in North Carolina or served at Camp Lejeune, anyone in your family, you will know that the water there is deadly. And not only for the service member, but for their families who may live there with them. And that is covered in this legislation. So for them to say, well, we're not going to vote for it because you've come to an agreement on the reconciliation, as they were calling it, is so ridiculous. Wait a minute, you're not going to help our veterans because we want to lower the cost of prescription drugs, because we want to lower the cost of health care, because we want to protect the planet. Of course, you don't agree with any of those things, but would you use that to vote against our veterans? It's really immoral, almost criminal, because these people were exposed, and I've been on this issue since Agent Orange for a long time, and the sooner that we can do this, the healthier our veterans will be. As I said yesterday at our rally, when in the military we say on the battlefield we leave no soldier behind, and when they come home we leave no veteran behind. But the Republicans in the Senate did just that by 80% of them voting no. Isn't that unbelievable? And actually, when the bill passed in the Senate the first time, it had 84 votes. Anyway, people over politics. You know, our Democratic Communications and Policy, Democratic Policy and Communications Committee put forth our agenda, our For the People agenda. People over politics. We're very excited about that. It too has three things: that lower cost, again, safer communities, and better jobs, and that's what we are about. In any event, it's a comparison to what the Republicans are doing. In contrast, the MAGA Republicans are criminalizing women's health care, planning to end Social Security and Medicare. Don't take it from me. Read their stuff. Attacking democracy, undermining the right to vote. So we think we have a clear contrast in terms of why we are here, what our why is, and how we go forward. Any questions? Okay, since we talked baseball last night.
We talked baseball last night. We'll talk